Hello everyone. In this video, I will going to talk about my game design and what I have done and what I'm gonna make some changes in the game. So this is as my vertical assignment. So I have made to right now I have only one scene in the game, which is my game scene, and I'm planning to make one more as a main menu screen. So whenever the game loads, so first will be the main menu scene. And as for the prefabs, almost I have made all of my game objects. Only not only few, almost every game object I have made as a prefab, and uh, and I have made the gameplay audio and the audio manager as a singleton class. So because I have planned to add some audio in the main menu scene as well, like the touch sound and the UI sound whenever the user want to see any description in the game, some sort of like reading the guidance of the game, like how to play the game. So as for the let me play the game, then I can describe more. Yeah, so my game has begun. uh, I'm using the AI, the navigation AI, to as for my zombies. So recently I have added one more function. Before that, it was whenever I go just close to the zombie, so it runs over me. So right now I have made the changes of whenever I shoot a zombie, so they will instantly start following me, like they will start running towards me. And I'm having the blood effect issue, like I'm calling this method the blood instantiation inside the update method. I try to fix it, but I have some still have some issues. I will try to fix it, maybe by calling into the fixed update method instead of into the only update. So if I can show you, if I shoot this zombie, even I'm not inside the circle of the zombie, but if I shoot him, he will start following me. And I have made the changes into the AI navigation. If I can show you, window, yep, yes, by changing the size of the max slope, I have made it to the 35, so the player can jump from the building. And I have changed also the drop height. Before that it was only 2, the zombies were not jumping from the building. Right now if I go anything upstairs in the game, like I go up in the building, they will start following me into the building. If I jump from the building, they will start jump same like me, just by following me. And I have added only 3 boxes of first aid box. Yes, only 2 boxes of first aid box. And the ammo boxes I have added around 12 boxes. I have added the ammo boxes inside the different building, inside the different in some of them are into the buildings and some of them into these crates, uh, into these containers. Yeah, if I go and if I just collide with this box, and it will increase the my if you see on the right hand side, my ammo power has been increased. I'm using these UI fonts, the free Google fonts. I got these free Google fonts from this website. And I have the death panel as well. If I don't shoot any zombies, they will my power will decrease. If you can see on my player script, my health is currently at 8,000 around. It's getting below 8,000 now. So once I get to the 0, then the death panel will be instantiated, or it will be set active to true. Yeah. If I go to my canvas, then I have death panel and win panel. So in both cases, if I win the game, then win panel will be activated. In case if I'm losing the game, the death panel will be activated once my health get to the zero. And I have the mini map as well in the game. So if I go just there and let me run over somewhere. If I press C, mini map will be displayed on the screen. It will be set active to true. I'm using the camera rendering texture inside the camera game object, so it will render on the screen. So this is the image. You are the image. I'm rendering the camera you render on this image. So if I press C again, it will be set active to false. So basically this will help us to see if any zombies is coming near to me. If I'm hiding in the building, so I can press C to see if anything is following me. And by using the mouse cursor, I can by using the mouse, yeah, I can go zoom in and zoom out. Yeah. So my power is just getting around 4000. I can show the other panel as well, the death active panel and the win panel as well. So I have the second ammo box here. If I go and collide with the ammo box, yeah. So you can see on the right hand side, it's a 10 out of 1. So 10 are my bullets, and the 1 is the ammo pack. So right now you can see my health is getting around, yeah, it's below, yeah. So now my player is dead. So this death panel is activated. I can go by pressing main menu. I will go to the main menu scene, and then the quit game. The game will quit. As for my scripts, I have added different scripts. I can show the game manager script. I have added the ammo box spec script to all the ammo game objects, and I have added a walkie-talkie device, which is very important device in my game in order to finish the game in a win situation. So the player has to get to the walkie-talkie device. I have added the box collider and triggers on this device. So whenever the player collides with the device, then the boolean variable like is device collected will be set active to true, and in that case the game will be then the player after that the player has to get to the building where old school building where the helicopter is waiting for the player. So once the player get to this area, then the game will be finished. My screen is just loading, the scripts are just loading. Yeah. So this is my gamer audios class. I have made this class as a singleton class, so I can use this just one component. By using only one game audio component, I can access all the game audios in my game. Just by calling this play single audio method, I can pass audio and the audio clip and the sound like the what could be my uh, preferred audio noise. So I can set to that. So it's just one single shot I can use for the whenever the zombie hit me, whenever I shoot the bullet. So in all the single sound situations, I can use this method by passing audio clip and the amount of the noise. And this one is the game panel audios. Yeah. So this is this gameplay audio is for my I have for my other scene, which is main menu scene. I have added a main menu scene. I have added a music button which will activate and deactivate the audio component audio game object in my game. For example, if I don't want to play the audio in my game, I can just simply hit just close the audio button. So it will this method will run. So if it's already the object is already active in the hierarchy, then it will be deactivated. But if it's not if it's already deactivated, then it will set active to the activated. So this whole method is called on the this method is called as the event trigger on the game object, which has an image of remove audio remove audio in the game. Yeah. As for the mouse looks in the game, so I'm locking the cursor state in whenever the game begin. I'm using the old input system in the Unity to detect the horizontal and the vertical axis in the game, x and y axis in the game. And as for the weapon, I'm using, yeah. So I have made the I have added the two different headers, so it's easy to for the understanding in the runtime. Whenever I click on the weapon component, so it's easy for me to understand the bullet and ammo settings. At Here in the start method, I'm passing all the reference with whatever I needed in the game, like the target is basically target is zombies. A target script is attached to the zombies, and the player movement, I'm using the player movement. It will follow the bullet direction as well. In whatever direction I'm going, it will be following the same direction. As for this update method is calling each frame, so I'm calling the text, ammo text, and the number of magazines. It's getting update. I had some issues with the when I was working with the ammo box. I had some issues whenever I was trying to load the text, so I was having some issues. So it took me a bit longer, like 3 4 days, to fix the only one issue, like the ammo number of magazines. I was having some issue, but now it's completely fine. And this one I'm calling the shoot method, shooting bullets. So I'm using raycast method as a shooting. Before that I tried to use instantiation of a just a small game object by throwing some massive traction to it, like the forward speed, but that was not really I want, because when it get to the let's suppose if it get to the 500 direction, 500 meters direction, then the bullet speed go down and it doesn't hit perfectly on the your desired place. So that's why I'm using the raycast method. This is the most famous method, I believe, in the Unity for the shooting or in the FPS game especially. So that's why I'm using this raycast method. And applying force to the objects, I'm using whenever I shoot too much bullets on empty crates, so this method also will be run like if the rigid body force, it will apply just impact force on the object. If it's not too much heavy, then it will move a little bit. As for the play movement and play health, my player, I have assigned play health of around 10,000, 10,000 float variable, 10,000, and it will be whenever that's the zombie just get closer to the player, it will be decreased by every 25 points. So every situation I have made a separate method of it, like whatever is happening I have made a separate method for it. I didn't made a lot of things into just one method, so it's easy for me to, whenever I have some bugs, I know where I have or where I have to fix it. But I believe most of the time I feel logical bugs in the game, so that's why it was I managed to fix it, but it took me a bit longer to fix some issues in the game, like the logical situations where you don't know where this actually problem is. But doing some Google research, I managed to fix all these issues. And as for my UI panel, I have for the UI canvas, my resolution is 1080 by 1920 by 1080. So I'm using the crosshair as my shoot bullet, like the in which direction I'm gonna shoot. And one more interesting thing I want to show you: whenever I instantiate a bullet, or whenever it hits to the anything in the game in the world, so like the raycast, whenever it hit to anything, then again there will be uh, up effect. Like if I hit there, so you can see the effect. I'm using these free effects in the from the Unity asset store. If I shoot, you can see the shooting effect. If the raycast, if it doesn't collide anything, you can see no effect. But if it collides with anything, like these containers and these wooden crates, yeah, you can see the effect of the shooting effect. And one last thing I can share is this is the total scene of the game. I have made a game object of parent game object as the environment, and all the buildings are just as a child of the game object. So yeah, this is my total scene of the game. So this is the helicopter. The player has to get to the helicopter. This is the main mission of the player, is to get to the helicopter after grabbing the walkie-talkie device from the game. So I have added some grass and trees in the terrain as well. Yeah, just to make my environment more good. So this is the second area of the game. The player has to pass through this area, then the player will be in this area. So the player has to grab device from the room 30, which is I'm currently working on it, and hopefully it will be ready by the next week, before this weekend. Yeah, so the player has this helicopter. Basically, whenever the game starts, this helicopter has an animation of flying. So whenever the game starts, the helicopter is set active to false. But whenever I pick the device, the walkie-talkie device, so whenever I pick that device, then the helicopter is set active to true. And once the helicopter is true, I have to climb up this building and I have to collide with this box, which is my helipad actually. So whenever I collide, then the game will be finished and the win panel will be activated. So that's it for the game as a vertical slice, as a vertical assignment. That's it. Thank you.